here's a cool way of getting tasks done without having worrying about procrastination or managing your time better. So this is something I realized after coaching for quite a number of years, realizing that a lot of people were busy and they didn't have the time and they were frustrated of procrastination and just delaying stuff. So when I started asking more questions, I realized that, wow, there are hacks out there and this is something that's going to help out. So a lot of people, when they try to do a task or when they're thinking of doing a task, you think of the whole thing, doing the whole thing. So what that means is that if you're looking at, I don't know, learning something, you look at learning the whole thing, the big picture. So if you're learning a language, guess what? You're being able to speak and reading that whole language. That's what I mean. If you're running a marathon, you actually visualize and picture running a whole marathon, right? You don't actually visualize or even see doing the progress, right? Learning a little bit, exercising a little bit, and training a little bit. So it's those little progress bits that we need to focus on. So I'll just use this board as an example. So we try and close off a loop all the time, a circle. I'm not sure if that's clear or not, but I'm going to give it a crack anyway. So we try to close off a circle whenever we try and use our brain to accomplish a task. However, what happens is generally that circle is in blocks that we think is full. So it could be half an hour, it could be 1 hour, 2 hours. We don't generally think in blocks of say 17 minutes or 13 minutes, something like that, right? Even 47 minutes or 23 minutes, right? It's odd and it doesn't make sense for the brain. So when we schedule in something for 1 hour, right, and we don't do it, what happens is that our brain thinks, oh no, it's so overwhelming. You're thinking of the bigger picture of achieving it. You don't get to do it. Half an hour of exercise, you don't get to do it. 30 minutes of reading, you don't get to do it, right? 1 hour of meeting, you might delay it or something else. So the trick that I found is instead of going the whole way and do a circle, try and get to a portion of that circle, right? So it could be 12 minutes, could be 13 minutes. Now what happens there is the brain doesn't get closure. It wants to close off the loop. So if you have issues or challenges reading, or if you have delays in certain things, what you can do is go, you can go 10, 12, 13 minutes in a particular task. And what's going to happen is the brain's going to go, okay, I'm not getting closure. I'm going to go back and try and complete it. Right? So 10, 12 minutes is better than 0 minutes of progress. Do you see where I'm getting at? So rather than not doing that whole thing, you can at least do a few minutes here and there. And guess what's going to happen, right? The more you get used to a few minutes, the more you'll get a bit longer at doing it. And eventually, once you get consistency, because that's what you want a consistent habit, you'll get to that full circle and you won't have any issues. Right, so give that a go. This is just a very quick video on this principle. I love using it because there's times where, sometimes I can't be bothered learning, or you look at your task and you go, oh no, that's going to take ages. Well, let's just do 5 minutes of it and see where it goes, right? So give yourself that opportunity because there's a lot of cool stuff out there that people are missing out on because they don't have the time. Well, create the time. Use 5 minutes up, use 2 minutes up. It doesn't matter as long as you get started, because the issue isn't doing the task when you think about it. The issue is getting to the task. And if 2 minutes motivates you to get to the task, guess what? You're probably gonna go more than that once you get there. So think about that. Anyway, that's it for me. Just a quick short one today on how the brain process works. Remember, TV media, they've been doing this for a long time. You watch your favorite shows, doesn't quite finish, does it? You're hanging out for the next one. That's why binging works, right? Imagine if you can apply the same principle to your work or to your studies or whatever you really feel like that you need to progress in, right? Amazing stuff. So have a look at that. Any questions, feel free to comment down below. I'm always happy to help out if I can, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.